And if I'm not mistaken, that particular creator became popular by talking about she became popular because she was a side piece, right?
Footage of Didi chasing Cassie down the hallway and beating her up sparked so many conversations. A lot of people are coming in and just expressing how they feel watching that video and just watching this man inflict pain on this woman who is trying to get away from him. A lot of people feel sorry for Cassie being in that situation and as well having to relive the trauma again because the video was all over the media. It was trending for days because that footage is just a very hard one to watch. One of the common things that people have been saying about that footage is just how bad Cassie was treated, and they just feel sorry for her being in that situation with Didi. This lady's take is quite different. She posted a video talking about how she feels about this situation, and so many people have been coming for her, which I am going to share with you very soon. This woman said she cannot feel the level of sympathy and compassion that other people have towards Cassie. Like, she just cannot feel it because Cassie was a side chick, knows there is another woman in Didi's life, and she decided to be a side chick. So she's finding it very difficult to have the same level of sympathy and compassion that other people have been having. And this has sparked so many conversations. Even though some people are coming for her, in the comment section, there were so many people agreeing to what this woman said. There are some even saying, thank God I am not the only one who feels this way. This woman said she thought she was better because she's Latina, and she cannot just bring herself to that level of sympathy and compassion that a lot of people have been having for Cassie. I have put together this clip and I would like to hear what you guys think as well. So without wasting much time, let's just get right into it.
Cassie was Diddy's side chick when he was with Kim. So initially I was like, there is no way I could have the same level of sympathy and compassion for Cassie the way that everybody else does, is because I will always see her as a woman who saw another woman being hurt and cheated on and lied to and abused, and thought that because she was prettier, younger, and Latina, that she wasn't going to be a victim of his. So I don't look at it how everybody else looks at it. I don't see her as a victim. I see her as someone who chose this lifestyle over and over and over again because she wanted a decent career. She wanted to be connected to somebody famous, and she wanted to be financially stable. Cassie was Diddy's side chick when he was with Kim. So initially I was like,
here we go. Aren't you on your page talking about how you were a side chick and your man was confessing his love for his other woman? And then on top of that, where does her being light-skinned Latina or anything like that have to do with anything? This is the problem with women. A woman is a woman. It doesn't matter your skin, your race, your eye color. It don't matter. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And Diddy is wrong. And sister, you are wrong.
there is no way I could have the same level of sympathy and compassion for Cassie the way.
No abuse victim ever chooses to be an abuse victim. And there are no behaviors that could justify an abuse victim suffering at the hands of their abuser. Doesn't matter if the victim was ever a side piece or what have you. There is nothing that an abuse victim can do that justifies the abuse that they've had to endure, or gives justification to their abuser. And if I'm not mistaken, that particular creator became popular by talking about she became popular because she was a side piece, right?
There is no way I could have the same level of sympathy and compassion for Cassie.
This video is not intended to harass or bully. It's merely to educate. To educate you, ma'am. All those lessons that you were supposed to learn when you were a DV victim, and then when you got with that married man and had his kid, all those lessons that you were supposed to learn, you did not learn them. You learned absolutely nothing. Because here you are on TikTok, on a social media app, dragging this young lady through the mud. because she is a DV victim. And it went on for years and years and years. Almost 10 years. But you're dragging her and her name through the mud because she's a victim and because she was involved with the married man. Same situation that you were in, except you went above and beyond. You had a kid in your situation. But oh no, she's a horrible person because she was a DV victim and she was with this married man and she's suing him now for millions of dollars. Well, so what? You don't know what medical problems she developed as a result of her abuse that she's needing that money for, plus pain and suffering. And plus to put his name out there to make sure he pays for what he did, the crimes he committed against her. And to pay her lawyer for taking it to court, because lawyers are not free, especially in situations like that. He's a very powerful man. What better way to teach him a lesson and to make sure he pays than by hitting him in the pocket and making sure everybody knows the truth about him. But you know, she doesn't have to explain anything to you. She doesn't have to explain anything to me or anybody. That's her life. That's what she wants to do. I don't know the girl. I remember seeing her picture a couple of times in the media, but I don't know anything about the relationship. I don't know. But I do know that that video is definitely proof of what she went through. And I support her. I support the cause. And you being a DV victim yourself, you should be right there next to me, supporting her. But no, I don't know what is going on with you. So that's why I made the suggestion that you need to contact your local mental health department or something. You need to talk to a professional because that's not healthy. It's not mentally healthy. Because the way you're thinking, if anybody was to come to you, including your child, and say, somebody's been doing something bad to me, you're going to blame your child. Yeah, according to your logic, that's what you're going to do. You're going to blame your child and say it's your fault that you're in that situation. And that is sickening. It's sad. And that's what it looks like it's going to happen if you don't get help. You really need to get help. Because that's some low vibrational, bottom feeding behavior. And you need to nip that in the bud for the sake of your child. For your child's safety. Girl, I ain't never in my life. I pray you seek help and I pray you get it. That is all.
Cassie was Diddy's side chick when he was with Kim. So initially I was like...
So, when you don't know, you just don't know. Cassie was Diddy's side chick because he forced her to be Diddy's side chick. And it drives me crazy that women, especially black women, do this. You'll side with the man before you side with a woman. Now, Cassie, I believe, is of Hispanic descent. I'm not sure, but whatever the case may be, it don't even matter. She was abused. And you're telling me because she was a side piece, which she really technically wasn't, but because she was a side piece, she deserved to be abused? What kind of logic is that? And in that stitch that I just did, you'll see in her comments a lot of people saying, but you was a side piece too. You had a baby with a married man. Now, do I know all of that? I know of Sansaray. I believe that's her name is. And I've heard some crazy rumors like you faked her death and all of that. I don't know. Wasn't there, right? But it's crazy to me that you would give less grace to Cassie because she was a side piece. No one, and when I say no one deserves the beating that Cassie got. And she got more than that. Well, I mean, we just happened to see the video
recently. But truth be told is, I'm sure it was a whole lot worse. I read the court case of the allegations that she made, and it was not anything about her wanting to be with him. She even mentioned that how they met, he kind of forced his way into her life. So before you make these comments, let's try to get all the background information first. And also, you're a woman. Like, and I'm not saying all women are right or on point or whatever, but goodness gracious, it's okay for her to get kicked? Jeez. Let's get it together.
Cassie was Diddy's side chick when he was with Kim. So initially I was like,
this is not me, coming at you or any way sideways. I just kind of want you to put things in a different context and just look at it a little different ways. Think about it, babe. Cassie was an 18-year-old girl fresh out of high school. And you know how it is. You got dreams to be, you know how they tell us at school, what do you dream of? Her dreams, aspiration was probably to be a singer. And at the time, who she come across, this music mogul that we all know as P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? She thought she was on to something. It don't ever clear your mind that your dreams ain't going to come out the way that you think it's going to come out. You know what I'm saying? She's 18. She's not really there. She's not thinking. Legally grown at 18, yeah, as if she was to go out and commit a crime, she would be in a world of trouble. But think, babe, at 18, she couldn't go get no apartment by herself at 18. And in most states, she can't now. You can barely buy cigarettes. But if you go out and commit a crime, you're going to jail. She's 18, fresh out of high school, fresh on her mama titty. If you knew better, you do better. She ain't know no better. She was young, dumb, naive. Most of us are fresh out of high school at 18. We think we grown, but we not grown. We think we are. Okay. Now, I want you to understand, this is P. Diddy we talking about. Now, as far as me and you know, me and you, we knew P. Diddy had a problem. I knew P. Diddy was fucked up since back in the 1990s when he did that shit to a girl. I ain't never liked him. I always thought something was off about him. That's just me. Okay, which that lady is still talking and her story has never changed. I remember when she went to court and her doctors testified and said that lady's story never changed. We all know P. Diddy been a monster. He's a monster. That's just what it is. But to this 18-year-old girl at the time when she was 18, she didn't really know no better, baby. She just think she, young and cute. Not really understanding, not really knowing no better, babe. Think she's 18. She didn't know no better. So I don't know too much about what was going on, but I want you to think of it as another way. It wasn't that she didn't try to get help. This is the same person, you got to remember. He was able to beat a hole in a nightclub where multiple people saw him and Sean took the rap for him. You got to think this is his people who been throwing these parties, who was on Epstein Island, who been doing all of this. P. Diddy had these people in his back pocket. You know how he was able to get that tape? Because he paid, it was in the documentation, he paid the hotel off. He paid them $50,000 to get that tape. When the feds raided his house, that's how it got exposed. This is the same man that has been able to buy himself out of stuff. Instead of just looking at Cassie's situation for a moment, you know what I really want to look at? I want to look at the people who did know and didn't say nothing. Everybody got somebody they got to answer to in the world, right? So these are things that make you think, they knew P. Diddy was like this, so why they let him get away with it? Because he had, all of them did. He had politicians in his pocket, lawyers in his pocket, just because everybody know, what do they say? The money is the root of all evil. As long as you got this, everything's high and then same thing, Cassie was faced by the money. But of course she was. She's an 18-year-old girl. She looking at it as, oh, okay, well, I'm in this position to win now. Clearly, she's still not thinking she young and dumb. Same thing, I sit up there and say, I'm going to even bring up R. Kelly in this instance. Think about it. Everybody knew back from when R. Kelly S.A., the singer, Sparkle's niece, right? I even seen the videos of that. That was some sick ass shit, okay? They knew. I seen the video myself. But that was in the earlier 2000s. But a few years ago, why did R. Kelly just get locked up for this stuff? Okay, so we're going to pause that for that second. I look at it like, Y'all wanted to do something now, but they didn't want to do nothing till the money ran out and dry. Because again, money rules the world. Money is evil. Money is powerful. Again, I feel like R. Kelly should have been in jail in the 90s. Remember when he married Aaliyah when she was 15 and he was a grown ass man. When you have money, you can pay your way out of anything. Remember, babe, this is the same man they said kapoom Kid Cudi's car. This is the same man in them documentations of them court filings that have been filed on all them lawsuits that was breaking in her house, essaying her. It was so hard for her to get away from him. Even if she wanted to, it was hard. This is the same man they said allegedly hung Wale over a balcony, and Wale kind of confirmed that he did not deny it. She couldn't get away from him. He had money. He was evil. He was powerful. Money rules everything around. Even when that one girl, young girl wanted to get away, she felt trapped. Because every time you turn around, here he go. Because everything was ruled by money. And you know why it wasn't? Again, it wasn't until she came out and filed the lawsuit that now everything is being done. But see, he was so powerful for so long. That happened back in 2016. He paid them to get that tape. Feds raided. They got it. It's released. And that was in 2016. It's 2024. All them people that said they had to sign NDA disclosures to get their publishing back. Aubrey from Danny Kane said she didn't sign it. They've been saying for years something is wrong with PD. Think about it like this. How all them people signed, just like when Craig Mack was alive, all them people signed to his level, they don't have anything to show for it. They're all fucking broke. And he's sitting around fucking sinky rich, fucking them out of their hopes, their dreams, their money. This motherfucker wasn't that talented, so how the fuck he got all the money? We ain't ever really seen PD to do nothing to be rewarded. But the artists that he had signed to, they were great. Just look at it that way, babe. She was an 18-year-old girl that was manipulated. She ain't thinking at 18. A lot of us wasn't thinking at 18. Remember, this is a powerful music mogul. I look back and be like, and to the people that's over him. So imagine this. If he's doing all of that and getting away with it, look at the people that he got to answer to. They're even fucking worse. Now, that's the real question I've been want to know. Something that make your mind say, They let him get away with this shit for so long. They knew. That's why I really got a problem at. Why they just now doing something? It took for her to file a lawsuit to get them to want to act like they care. But this is been going on. They been knowing he was like that. So kind of remember not to try to be too harsh on her. Just keep that in mind, honey. When we made mistakes and we women, we think everything with emotion. Think in mind, this was an 18-year-old girl at the time. Just like when R. Kelly did it to Aaliyah, and she was a 15-year-old girl at the time. 18 is not that much of an age difference from 15. You still young. You fresh out of high school. A whole promising career that she thought was in front of her. She didn't know that in Meek Mill's her dreams was going to turn into nightmare. Just be considerate.
What do you guys think about what this woman said? What do you think about her saying she cannot bring herself to the level of sympathy and compassion that other people have after seeing that footage? You know, the compassion and sympathy they have to Cassie. She just cannot bring herself down to that level and feel that way. And which almost translates to she deserved whatever she got. She was a side chick. She knew that Didi had other women, and she saw Didi, kind of put pain and neglect that woman. But now, like, you want the sympathy, we're not going to sympathize with you regardless of what you go through or what you went through in the hands of this man, because you already know you're a side chick. You deserve whatever it is that you say. And I went into the comment section. There were people actually pointing out the fact that, but you had a child with someone else's husband, so it seems like the call is coming from inside the house and you need to pick up immediately. I don't think anyone deserved to go through what Cassie went through with Didi, because that was so hard to watch. He was literally chasing this woman down with his socks and a towel. Tell me how toxic someone has to be to believe whatever it is they are doing in the room and come out as a celebrity knowing fully well that you're not the only person in that hotel in a towel and a socks to chase down a woman and start beating her. There was another clip I saw where Cassie was literally covering herself with a duvet or a cloth, and Didi was saying some certain things in the video, and he was even showing his face. So these are the things that we're able to see on camera. Let's imagine some of the things that this woman have been through with this man behind closed doors. Like, what was not recorded, what happened in their own home, like other pain that this man inflicted on her. A lot of people pointed out the fact that she was still very young at that point as well. And even the footage that found its way to the media was a footage of this woman literally running away from Diddy, and he still chased her down. There are just so many things that we need to put into context, and I think this is what these stitches are saying, because just basically saying someone deserved what they got or someone deserved to be molested and abused does not make sense when there's nothing good about this man online. This person said, "Were you there? And you telling me just because she was a side chick, she deserved to be beat and abused the way she was her. Like, she deserved it, so she earned it. Because she was a side chick, she deserved to be beaten up like that." Another person said, "And this is why I never do mental gymnastics trying to figure out why someone did or said something. Some of you just don't get it, and I mean critical thinking skills." Another person said, "And you're right, that was a doom move." So this person is agreeing to what she said, but nevertheless, he is a demon, and she must tell us what happened to Kim, his wife. She must know something. It is time for Cassie to do right for Kim. Another person said they were all side chicks, seriously. He is a user and abuser. Kim was a side chick to Misa, and he had Kim and another woman pregnant at the same time. Nobody deserved to be beat on. This person said, so because Cassie was a side chick, she deserved to get beat. The same can be said for Kim. I guess she wanted to get beat too. Please stop trying to make race a part of this. Just sad, because she was pointing out the fact that maybe Cassie felt she was too good or better than the woman that Diddy already have. Like, she's Latina, she's light skinned, she's slim, that maybe she's better, which I think is literally unnecessary, which I think is not important in this case. This woman was beating Bláck. Another person said Kim Potter was a grown woman, so you can also say she chose that lifestyle. Both women were victims in different ways, and that is what it is. They are both victims. Another person as well said she was a willing participant, that she deserved to be in that situation. Which I'm still trying to understand why we think someone deserved to be beaten blue black, why someone deserved pain because they are a side chick, when the stories have started unfolding and it's just showing how devilish this man was. And even the one that found its way to the media was the one where he was trying to get away from this man and she was dragged back. So let me hear what you guys think about all of this. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next one.